Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back to Entropy, our well, somewhat long-running campaign based in our Scythia setting. How's everybody doing? Doing all right?
I'm good.
Sunday fun day.
Good.
Happy New Year.
Everybody, yeah. Happy New
New
Year.
Year.
Happy New Year to the world.
I think we should do a goblin talk later in the week. Anybody wants to join, where we talk about what we have planned for this year and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
We have plans, Alden. Why are you making that face? We have plans.
Plan for nothing.
We're professionals. We have plans, Alden.
No, things just
All
happen
about-
to me. Check
all
my
about
emails.
plans.
Oh, geez, I gotta go do a goblin talk.
I'm with Alden. I don't even take notes. I don't know what happened last week or next week.
I rely on Alden for that too.
That's my people.
Yeah. I'm one of those DMs that, Alden, can I get a recap so I can remember what happened last time? Thankfully now I can just go on Twitch and watch the last 10 minutes to see where exactly we ended, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Speaking of which, who wants to do the recap from last time? Oh, Chris is going to get a notebook.
Kristen dipped.
Just ran away. No.
I got notes so I can help, but I took my Endless Midnight one-shot notes in a different color so I wouldn't get them confused.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I'm full of one-shot lore that I'm not allowed to know, so I can't.
know.
I'm afraid to recap right now.
Players know it, the characters don't.
Ah.
The characters probably wouldn't care, actually.
Yeah.
Not yet.
The first thing I have in my notes is, "Oh no, Vorty Boo's missing," and then like
Oh,
a face.
things
Oh,
were
yeah.
tense.
Mhm.
Never solved that.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, that was like the most upsetting thing for Vorty.
Yeah.
Tess finally had her always dream.
Uh-huh.
She was very skeptical of this always.
I don't see why you wouldn't be.
We've shared the knowledge that we have weird
Mysterious.
dreams.
Yes, we did finally sort of realize. Sorry.
Is she talking to you right now?
Are you under attack?
Right?
happening?
Like,
It's Petunia, not always.
Oh,
Okay.
same thing. That was the big
Yeah.
reveal. Petunia is.
What?
So yeah, we realized we were all sharing these dreams. As we got near Absolution, we were all blinded by a white light, which of course is sunlight that we're seeing for the first time. We were greeted by none other than Redford Lioneye and his little girl Isabel.
Wearing overalls.
Mm-hmm.
Very important
Um,
detail that I missed.
I know. I don't know why I put that in my notes, but I thought it was really important that she was wearing overalls.
It is very cute. We went to the vault. Redford said that the previous pinnacle had just lounged about while they were there. And then he goes to get Kavinsky for us. We get some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Kavinsky ended up taking Adaman and Tesselae to his office. On the way, we passed a large blooming tree that seemed to be thriving to an unnatural degree.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that Kavinsky is no longer a scholar. Basically, he just delivers babies and sets broken bones occasionally. He advised that two of the other people whose names we had heard were in the Tooth, those people being Mulligan and Turnock. And that Violet, who Ulrich had told us about, who runs the vault typically, is currently in Ickerman.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that
I
Ulrich.
thought she was in. Wait, why do I have that she was in Fiskar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I don't know. Steven probably wrote that down.
Yeah, probably.
Steven,
That's
stop
Steven's
ruining our
fault.
notes.
We learned that Ulrich and Kavinsky had been in a pentacle together and also had been romantically involved, but that Ulrich also had feelings for someone else in the Pentacle, someone named Rose, who fell in battle. And Ulrich blamed Kavinsky's jealousy for his inability to save Rose, and that sowed the discord that meant the Pentacle could never really heal and eventually disbanded. When we told him that we were going to the Hearth to do some reconnaissance, he provided us with some really cool helmets with like laser visors and built-in breathing apparatuses, and stocked Adaman up on healer's kits. That's all I have.
We also learned that there's no more daughter in like the town of Absolution because Redford is using magic to cure it, which is like a bit of a taboo piece of information that we had. That's the only other thing I have in my notes.
Yeah, so Tess and Adaman were in Kaminsky's office having a little chat. What are the rest of you doing while they're doing that?
We went to go get food, I think.
Yeah, that was the
We
first
went to the
stop.
mess hall.
Yeah, you send us to get food.
Okay. So the three of you, Vorty and Roscoe and Nash, you make your way through Absolution towards the mess hall. And I'd like to, I don't know if I said it well enough before, but I just want to... the plants that grow in Absolution are everywhere. It's not just this tree that's big and blooming. I mean, there's plants growing out of everything. Around the road, it's grass basically around the road that's been cut short. But your characters probably haven't seen grass before.
Yeah, no.
But it has been cut short or at least worn down, and the road itself is still mostly dirt because it's so used so much, people walking back and forth. But it looks like it's a full-time job just to cut the plants back to keep the buildings usable. Because there's ivy growing, there's flowers, there's weeds, so many weeds. And a couple of places you see where maybe a tree is starting to come up in the middle of the road. Outside of the town, of course, they have the crops and the fields and the orchard and stuff, right? But it seems like they're having a hard time just keeping these extraneous plants out of the way. So when you get to the mess hall, which is a long barn-type building with one big room in it, you go through there's a line for lunch, and you see workers that are wearing stuff you'd see some farmers wearing, more overalls, old pants, stuff like that. They look like they've been working. They look like they've been working a lot. They got grass stains on their pants. But they all look healthy. Everybody's got kind of a tan. Nobody's in a bad mood. You haven't seen people like this before. Everywhere you've been before in Scythia, everybody's pale, kind of either beaten down or anxious. But here, everybody seems, I don't know, happy? And they are in line for food. Inside this big one-room building, there are a bunch of benches, like picnic tables that are 50 feet long, and you see people sitting down eating. They have bowls of something.
Roscoe runs straight to the back of the line. Come on, guys. I'm starving.
Fine.
I guess as long as they've got some booze here.
Although I have to say, what is this place?
I don't know. It's really bright.
And loud?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, how many Franzes do you think they have at the back there?
It's like a fish market without any fish.
And everyone is just so freaking happy here. Like, I'm not used to that.
As
And
you
the
as
smell-
Vorty says that, some laughter erupts at one end of the building. You group
Oh.
of people standing around.
It's almost like unknowingly happy. Like, are you okay? Is it safe to eat this food?
And Nash kind of leans over to the person who's in front of them in line. They also sort of smell like onions, and not, no fish, no dirt.
Yeah.
It's just like just fish, just onions.
Yeah, I feel like Adamant would just hate this because if there's ever this many people at one time in the bar, there's like 12 fights at once going on. This is like so many people at one time.
And there's readily available food with no fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna let me get 2 plates?
This is like heaven, right? Like, I don't know. What is heaven?
Is this like
Heaven smells like onions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I hope
I could
so.
live here. I don't mind the smell of onions.
I hope heaven does have onions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I would. I would
We
think.
should.
And garlic.
Mhm.
40? You should
Yeah.
put some onions into your next batch of,
Oh my
whatever you call that stuff you make in the distillery.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. But hey, there's
Very-
like a whole bar here. There's probably a distillery here. I can go back there and make some more stuff maybe.
Maybe they've got like a craft pickle bar.
Yeah.
So what
And
are
then
they?
maybe
What
cook
are they
some of them.
serving?
Well,
I
you
don't
get
know what
closer to
is
the front of the
this
line.
food.
It moves pretty quickly. There's no cashier to worry about. They're just putting it out for whoever comes up.
How socialist.
And you get to the front, and there is a guy who is very portly, and he's wearing maybe they used to be chef whites. They're not so white anymore. He's not wearing a hat. I hadn't seen you around these parts before. My name's Trent. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you, sir. Did you prepare all of this feast?
Me and some of the others, yeah, we've been working since dawn.
And this is just here.
That's
You
early.
guys do this all the time?
Well, yeah. People
Wow.
gotta eat.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
You look hungry. Are you hungry?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna spoon you out double what I usually do.
That'd be
Just because
that'd be
I
great.
feel like you're gonna come back through a few times if I don't.
Thank you. You
I'm sorry. I still don't know what this is.
Roscoe's moved to tears.
Oh well,
I'm
This
looking at
is-
my plate like,
this is scaly stew.
is it safe to eat? I'm looking around at everybody eating like,
Well, it's got potatoes and carrots and scaly, of course, and onions, of course, and garlic in there. You know, all the things you expect to see in a stew like this.
okay.
Here, have you a piece of bread with that too. There. What was your name again, son?
Oh, my name is Vorty.
Vorty. It is very nice to meet you.
I'll take that bread. I know what bread is. Go ahead
Or,
and slap.
are
Put it
y'all
on
gonna
that.
be?
Put it on that tray. Put it on
Yeah.
that tray right there.
And how about you, the one with the glorious mustache? What's your name?
my name is Roscoe. Roscoe Stubbles. Nice to meet you, sir.
Well, we'll sure be glad to have you around here. You look mighty strong.
Thank you. I gotta ask while I'm here. I don't mean to sound not appreciative. I love the food, but you don't have any cookies, do you?
Well, not today, we don't. But we do make cookies from time to time.
Okay. We're running low. Thank you.
They got an oven.
Yeah, we got an oven. We got everything you'd have
Okay.
in a kitchen. Ma'am?
Just the normal portions, please. No doubles.
All right, I'll try. I'm Trent, and you are.
Nash,
It is very nice to meet you, Nash.
you as well. Do you need to know all of your patrons?
Well, I know pretty much everybody here in Absolution. You know, they come through my line every day.
Mm.
I make it a point to get to know everybody personally if I can. I mean, if that bothers you, then we don't have to do that. But
No.
I'd at least
That's
like to know your name.
It's
But
no
who-
bother. We're just
Speaking of names, though, who named this place Absolution?
Oh, well, that was some time ago. A long story. You know, we got a line to move along, but you can sit down at any one of these tables and ask any one of these people. They'd be glad to tell you.
All right, and I'll go over there.
Are you particularly hungry today, Nash?
No.
Well, I'll give you one, and if you feel the need, you come on back through, all right?
Why, thank you.
All right, then. You guys in Kavinsky's office, he was talking about the Hearth and how dumb he thinks the professors at the university are and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
At the end of your conversation from last week, the door opens, and inside walks Redford. And he's got a toddler under his arm, feet first,
Stop.
and it is caterwauling. Ah! Hey Doc, you think you could take a look at this? This one's got something stuck in its foot. Yeah, just put it on the table. The Redford comes in and he puts the kid on the table. And
Still
Kavinsky
screaming.
gets like a tiny little pair of forceps he gets. And while the kid is screaming its head off, he pulls a little splinter out of its foot.
The child keeps
Was that so-
screaming.
No, it stops immediately. So is that so bad? Redford picks the kid off the table and looks at him in the eye and goes, "All right, you run along now." And the kid runs out the door.
Well, that was something. You've got a lot of those things running around here?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Children.
Oh,
Kids.
children, yeah. Well, yeah, I have 5 of those.
Yourself?
It was 5, right, Doc? Yeah, Redford, 5.
So I figure that I should not ask you their names since you are not certain of their number.
I know their names.
Okay, all right. all
There's
right.
Isabel, of course. You met her.
Yeah.
There's Winona, Charisse. That one was Flynn. And the littlest one is named Corinne. She's like 2 months old at this point. 2 months, right, Doc? Yeah, 2 months.
So you're just suffering from a real big case of baby brain, it sounds like.
Well, I don't know. I think I do pretty well. I don't
Is
keep
that
track of
laughing?
every little detail, no,
Correct.
but you know. You guys finding the town okay?
Yes.
What I've seen of it, yes. It's populous.
Hey Doc, you mind running in the back there and getting out a bottle of your special medicine? Sure, Redford. Sure. I'll go grab some. The doctor goes out the back door.
That's a weird dynamic between the two of you.
I don't know what you
He
mean.
told us a bit about why, but does it not bother you?
Does what not bother me?
Keeping him around when he obviously has nothing but disdain for you.
Everybody likes to feel useful.
I suppose.
I mean, you know. Kid has a splinter. You take him to the doctor, right?
As
What about
opposed
the
to
others
waving
that-
your hands.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask, what about all the others that come to your gates? Obviously, we're not the first. Does everyone find usefulness here?
Well, either they do or they move on
And they do that willingly?
most of the time.
And if they don't?
Well, then we send them on their way, whether they want to or not.
So you're not as defenseless as you seem, then.
Listen, I think deep down, people are mostly good. And even people that come here with ill intentions sometimes change their mind.
Well, you do have a lot to offer.
That's all well and good, but with your permission, at least until the other pinnacle returns, we'd like to hang around and make ourselves useful, like you said.
Of course, you're welcome to. Bunkhouse is a little full at the moment, so is the campground. I tell you what, you all have bedrolls, I assume.
That's right.
Of course.
There's a spot I like to go to up on the northwest side. It's kind of a ridge. You should make camp there. I think you'd like it.
Is it still in the radius that's cleared of the slag and whatnot?
Oh, yeah.
Then sure, why not?
Yeah.
Tess just kind of looks at Adaman, waiting to see if he's going to bring anything else up.
He is. All right. So, speaking of making ourselves useful, is there anything we can do for you? Perhaps in trade for service you can do for us.
Well, I don't know. What kind of service are you offering?
Well, I think you're well aware of what the gray cloaks are able to do and whatnot. I don't know if you have much need of it around here, honestly, but I can put in a hard day's work as well. It looks like you need some help cutting back all that green stuff. I've never seen the like, but as long as someone teaches me how to do it properly.
Yeah, I tell you, the sun came back and it just started springing out of the ground. I was like, I'd never seen anything like it.
Mm-hmm.
From all the books we read, I don't think it was like that before either.
All right.
And it just grows. Not everything is sown by seeds that you've planted.
Not at first. And of course, you can't keep the weeds out of anything. It's full time. That'd be a 24-hour job just weeding. But at first, things just started growing out of the ground. Those trees you came through are only 5 years old, but they look like they've been there for generations.
Interesting. Well, I don't know much about magic, but it sounds like that's probably what it is in nature.
Maybe it got a little help.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we all, once Kavinsky comes back, and on cue, back. Doc, we just need one little dose of that. Is that all right with you? Sure. And he pops a cork out of a bottle, and he pours 4 shots. He passes them around. And smell it, and it is definitely not Gushka. It smells sweeter. At the same time, sweeter and more. It bites your nose.
He poured it in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 from the same bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Tess is
Kavinsky
still
doesn't
going to
wait. He just
wait.
knocks his back.
Oh, Tess. You're the best.
Once they've both drank, Tess will.
Okay.
Adaman was with them. As Tess was probably like, "Ah!"
Well, I'm sure the doctor's got lots of things to do. Why don't we go on up to the mess hall and get you all fed? How's that sound?
Be right behind me.
Somewhere, all of the hairs on Vorty's legs stood up when they all took a shot without him.
It's like Spidey sense went off.
Food would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Well, Redford stands up. He nods to the doctor. He walks out the door. He has a shirt on at this point. I don't think I mentioned that. He didn't have a shirt on last week, but he does now.
What? Why? The fans want to know.
I don't know.
It's just like a mesh tank top. So
Okay, thank you. All right, acceptable. All right, then I guess we'll continue on.
Trent Reznor kind of shirt.
Yeah. Why?
Well, he takes you north to the mess hall through Absolution, and you can see people out in the fields working because there aren't any walls.
Mm-hmm.
All around the road, there's a road that goes north-south through Absolution, and then there's one that goes east-west. You can kind of see the remnants where maybe there used to be a wall, but there is no longer. So you can see a long way further than you're used to. You're used to being able to see maybe 60 to 100 feet, given on the conditions, but you can see for feels like miles.
Mm-hmm.
Except to the west where the orchards are, they block your view. But
yeah,
and you can see crops out there. You see people working in the fields. The sun's beating down on you. It's a little uncomfortable. Not used to that. But when you get to the mess hall, you see Roscoe and Vorty and Nash. Well, Roscoe's eating. I don't know about the other two. And there is a line. Not very long.
We'll go get in the line
yeah, you get
and
more.
sort of give a nod of acknowledgement towards the rest of the Pentacle.
Redford
Ah.
goes through with you.
Look who the Scaly's dragged in.
As Vorty stuffing his face with bread.
Vorty, you're suddenly aware that something isn't quite right.
Like with the bread that I just put in my mouth?
No.
Oh, okay, I was a little worried. That's
feel
good
like-
bread though, right? Okay.
You feel like you're being watched.
By
You turn your head slightly, and you see a flash of green. As you continue to turn your head, there is a lizard person inches away from your face with their eyes very close to your head.
I offer them a little bread. Like
They take it.
40. Don't move. But there's something right next to you.
I see it. I see it.
Be cool.
We can't see you if you don't move.
From the food line, you see as you're trying to hold still, you notice that Redford notices what's happening.
Vorty is as frozen as can be, but he still sways a little bit. Like he's used to being drunk and having to always balance himself, but now he's like sober and now he's like don't know what to do. Like I feel uncomfortable.
Well, from over by the food line, you heard Redford yell out, "Turnock, what are you doing back? Where did you come from?" And the face next to your face suddenly moves. Oh, hi, boss. Redford comes over. Turnock, what did I tell you about personal space? What are you? Where's Mulligan? Oh, he is still at the tooth. Okay, so you came back here, and Mulligan's still at the tooth? Mm-hmm. Why did he stay at the tooth? I don't know.
No way he doesn't know.
Well, did he send anything back with you for me, maybe? Oh, yes. Turnock reaches into his breechcloth, and he pulls out this big wadded up piece of paper, and he holds that out in two hands towards Redford, and he goes, "A letter." Thanks, Turnock. I can always count on you.
Tess
So
is just wide-eyed staring at this creature. With
Redford
very
walks back
obvious
over towards the food line, and he's like unwadding this paper as he does. And Vorty, you look down at your food. You look back up, and he's gone.
The food's gone.
No, Turnock's gone.
Oh, okay. I was worried, like, did he take my food? Like, jeez. I offered bread.
No, but Roscoe did take a bite while you were looking at Turnock.
The Redford
Did
comes
I
back.
notice that? Did I notice that?
Probably. You have a pretty high passive perception.
I have a good pass. I look
Well,
over.
I just rolled a natural 20 on sleight of hand.
Bastard. I can roll perception. Let me roll perception.
Your passive might still beat that. What do you got?
No, my passive is
Okay.
a little lower than that. But
Oh, okay.
what if I roll? I don't know.
You got to beat a 22.
Bam, 23. Boom.
I actually almost just fell over.
You thought you were slick. You thought you were slick. I basically, like, as I'm looking at Turnock, I like almost hit you with my fork, like
You swat my hand away. Sorry.
Gosh, what was that?
you're my friend, so I let you take him.
Yeah, I'm just stuffing my mouth still. I'm probably almost done with the food.
Was that the scaly or was that something different?
Ooh.
Tess, you and Adaman probably would have made it through the line by this point.
We have I mean, that's like it's a lot like those creatures that attacked us in the waste, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Much like that.
You remember that tribe that we left alive
Yes.
for the most
Did
part?
Redford
Yeah.
come back to us in the line?
Yeah. And he's
When he gets close,
Looking at
Tess
his-
would have like put a really concerned hand on his arm. Do you let many of those in here?
what do you mean by those?
Oh,
The lizard folk.
Well,
Have you seen what they can do to scouting parties?
Turnock's the only one here presently, but I mean, if more came, I trust Turnock with my life. I suppose
Well, that's
they
all
would be.
very well and good, but
Hmm.
has Turnock spent a lot of time out there?
Oh,
Or was he raised in a place like this? It can make a big difference.
Turnock had a interesting upbringing, but yeah, you could say he spent some time out in the waste.
Well, if you care about him, tell him to stay away from me.
All right, I'm not going to dig into that right now,
I'll take my food and go to the
but
rest of
duly
my
noted.
party. I'll go and sit next to Vorty. Did that thing... Are you all right?
yeah, he smells funny though.
Okay. Just...
He's like breathing on me.
Yeah, he got really close to you.
Yeah, his breath smells like mushrooms.
Yeah, but he smelled kind of like he'd been like washing with like turnips or something. Just this weird root vegetable smell all around him.
Something.
Well,
I liked it.
There's stuff in
Redford
his
says
teeth.
he's fine, but just be careful.
Yeah, I just froze and gave him bread.
Probably
As a
the
piece.
best thing you can do. Offered somebody food. He seemed real amenable after that.
Yeah, you know, it's all about getting to them through their belly.
Yeah.
I mean, Tess, this is just like the school and that town we stopped in at. There's free food. There's nothing to worry about. You get to eat here.
There's always something to worry about, Roscoe. You just have to be able to find it.
Not until the food runs out.
Or the
Roscoe was
booze.
blessed with a lack of imagination, I think.
You should worry when the booze runs out.
Oh, Vorty, I'm really sorry about that. I can't believe we didn't catch it sooner.
Yeah, I'm still bummed. I put a lot of love in that.
Bring Vile out onto my shoulder and
Batch.
just start feeding him and lean my other side against Vordy a little bit and whisper, I know how you can restock.
Is Redford sitting with Adaman and Tess as well?
He sat down at an adjacent table with some other people, and they seemed to be talking. If you were to listen in just casually, they seem to be talking about things to do around the place. Crops and that sort of thing. He does turn around at one point and talk to Vordy. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. He probably just hasn't seen someone of your persuasion before.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, I don't want to,
He hasn't seen someone quite as horny as you.
That's
And I'll
what I
reach
was
up
trying
and
to
tap
say.
my
Yes.
fork on his horn.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty unique around
As I point to the Minotaur from the bar.
Well, her
What are you
horns are
talking about?
much bigger.
Oh.
You're
very unique.
you are unique around here, and
It's my hairy legs.
Yeah.
and Turnock
I know.
has
And my hairy butt.
Turnock lacks social niceties that
That's
most
cool.
of us have grown to, I don't know. We try.
Hey, Mr. Lion Eye, if I may for a second. Someone told us you've been to the Hearth. Did we already ask you about this?
I don't remember.
Neither do I.
In character and out.
Well, let's just ask it now.
Yeah. So we may or may not be on a quest, so to speak, to visit there, see what it's like.
I wouldn't do that, son.
You came out okay, right?
Barely. You saw Turnock there?
Yeah.
He was normal before that.
Really?
Totally normal.
Wow.
Insight check.
What would that look like?
Insight
Just like-
check.
I guess
Maybe it was a lot shorter, or what's normal to you?
Yeah, I don't know what that-
can you define normal?
Yeah, what
Well,
is that?
he used the same sentence structure that most of us do. It comes from common.
So what happened to him? Was he bit by something? Was just the exposure of the area too much for his brain? Scrambled it?
We had an incident.
Mhm.
We went there to collect something, and we found it in spades. But found something else too. So unless giant tentacle monsters are your thing,
Not
I
this
wouldn't do
character,
that.
no.
I'm sorry. Giant tentacle monsters.
Yeah, it was.
You're joking, right? What, like
it
a
was-
squid?
I figured it was some kind of aberration, buried in the ground right where the rupture happened.
Well, how do you know it's still alive?
Well, I don't aim to find out myself.
We actually just encountered. Are you talking about this big, like 15-foot tall frog with tentacles for hands? Because we encountered one of those already.
Son, I wish it had been a 15-foot tall tentacle frog with hands.
Oh no.
Oh. Well, yeah, that thing ate Adam, man. So
Yeah, I almost died. That was very dangerous.
Like, I'm just saying, if you're gonna go down there, best keep your distance.
How far?
It's
We
about
just need a good
25
look.
miles.
Oh.
It's not far. You can get there in a day or two travel.
we were asking what the safe distance you would recommend would be.
Well, you just walk forward till you feel something brush up against your foot. Then you back up.
Oh, that's not very helpful, but thank you.
Nope, not helpful at all.
Nope.
Kavinsky said that we could use those specialized helmets that were once used by your group.
He still
What's
got those.
visibility like? Yeah, he does.
How about that? Always was a little sentimental.
What's visibility like with those?
Well, I mean, you see out in the slag around here, you can only see about 60 feet.
We're familiar.
Once you get to the Hearth, it's much shorter than that. But the helmets extend it back out to about 60 feet. So it's about what you're used to, except you're wearing a helmet and you're looking through a square about this big.
Right.
Peripheral vision ain't great in those.
Yeah.
Do you have a beast master or a stable master that could take care of a pet while we were away?
Oh, we sure do.
Okay.
Take care of a pet? Did you say take care of a pet?
Yeah.
And I point to Vile.
Oh.
Unless
well,
you have a rat-sized helmet.
Yeah, I think probably little Isabel or Flynn or
Would it,
Winona could take care of,
He is very gentle.
would it mind being put in a, I don't know, enclosure of some sort? Would it mind
If
that?
it's large enough.
All right. I just don't want to be all that responsible for it. If it runs off or something, you know. As long as
I'll
it's
figure something out.
as long as it's in an enclosure, I think it'd be all right. But you know, if the kids are in charge, and
That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
I mean, they won't eat it. But you know,
You
Then-
know what? I'll find. I'll find.
he's
some
gonna be
arrangement.
tired when you get back
Okay.
from all the playing.
Okay. Don't worry, Vile. I won't let them eat you.
Every
just
now
go
and then
back
they'll
to
bring a
normal.
field mouse in, and have to make them, you know, let it go.
Are there many kids in the dining hall beyond the two that we've seen?
Yeah, there are kids around.
What's the oldest one look to be?
12 maybe.
Okay.
He's a little shorter than you would expect a 12-year-old to be.
Redford looks pretty old to me, right? Like pretty fucking old. No offense.
Yeah, he does.
Are there others here that look to be about that age?
Nope. He's definitely the oldest human you've seen here. And mostly it is humans. There are halflings and there are some dwarves and stuff, but mostly it's humans.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see, since Redford is just wearing a mesh tank top, any signs of like growths or strange discoloration?
Yeah, you saw him without a shirt on. You can roll a perception check, sure. And I'm sure you had a really good look while he had his shirt off, so.
21.
You don't see it, you know. His skin is surprisingly smooth for a man who's approaching 60.
Okay. I'll just make a mental note of it.
If
A lot
not
of
60
facials.
already.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, thanks for the info, Mr. Lai, and I think we'll probably end up, I don't know. We'll probably go there. We'll let you know if there's anything interesting. That's at least what we set out for.
Yeah. Just maybe throw rocks until a bunch of tentacles start attacking, and then we'll run away. You know,
That's a good idea.
we're not there to go
That's
in
an
and
idea.
get anything. We're just there to observe and report and see if that creature's still alive, I guess.
I mean, if we had known there was a tentacle monster, I suppose we would have had an advantage.
Yep. This is a definite help to our
Can
mission.
vehicles get close? Do you think our bikes would get close? What's the terrain like?
There is a road that goes north of the Hearth. You go out the east gate of south gate of Absolution. You'll find a road that goes east-west. It goes
Okay.
north of the Hearth. You can get pretty close to it with a wagon. I don't know about those machines you got. Well, you can get pretty close to it with a wagon. It's maybe a 2 or 3 mile jaunt to the Hearth from the road.
Okay.
Good to know. Thank you.
Maybe we'll get like a really long pole and just kind of feel around in the slag with
Till
it.
it gets snatched away, and then we can be like, "Yep, it's still there." Then we'll leave. Yeah, easy day, right?
If I were you, I'd wait till in the morning. You know,
Oh yeah, I'm not eager
have a
to
nice
leave. And
rest.
honestly, we're kind of concerned about the fact that the other group that was here just left. You said maybe they got other orders, but
They had
yeah.
somewhere to go. They left in a hurry.
All right.
And when did they leave, did you say?
I believe it was 2 days ago.
All right.
You didn't get any information about the tentacle monster from that letter you've got in the ball in your hands.
Oh no, nothing about tentacle monsters in that. Just Mulligan being Mulligan. I'm sorry, you don't know Mulligan, but he can be a little stubborn.
Mm.
If you ever meet him, you'll find out.
Wonderful. This place that you mentioned, the Tooth, I'm not familiar with that settlement.
Oh well, it's about 25 miles north of here. Something like that. Maybe it's farther. Maybe it's like 50 miles. It's been a while since I've been out. I only been there once really, and well, once in the last few years anyway, and I got my bell rung pretty good while I was up there. You gotta really mind your P's and Q's when you're up there at the Tooth. They're not as forgiving as we are. You see, the people at the Tooth were pretty instrumental in what happened here in Absolution 5 years ago, and then they left. And ever since then, Mulligan has taken it upon himself to try to talk them into coming back. And that's what he's doing right now, even though it's
Why
probably...
would they leave this?
Well, you all grew up in Scythia. You know that there are certain taboos against certain mystical arts. Yeah? Well, they see this as a one big piece of magic. And they don't want to have anything to do with it, but Mulligan has taken it upon himself to try to convince them otherwise.
Well, stubbornness does sound like a good trait for an ambassador.
Personally, I don't think he's going to get anywhere, and I think all he's doing is losing his tan, but hey.
What is a tan?
Oh, look around.
Mm-hmm.
You see how dark all these people's skin is?
Yep.
You see how light yours is, and if you were to spend a few weeks or so in the sun, you'd be just as dark, if not darker.
How about that?
The longer you spend in the sun, the more your skin reacts to it.
Is that healthy?
Is it?
I don't know. What do you think? Look around. Do these people seem healthy to you?
They do seem pretty happy.
Yeah, Mr. Lion Eye. Can I call you Red?
You can call me whatever you want, Roscoe.
Hey, Red. I got a question for you. I kind of look around. You guys have all this light here, and everything seems pretty great so far. Can you make this happen like everywhere? Like the whole continent?
No.
Land? Okay.
I only knew one person that could maybe do that, and she's long gone.
Hold on. Go ahead. Give me a second.
Seems like, I don't know, it just seems like it might be pretty nice out there to not have to worry about getting poisoned every day.
I agree with you.
That's true. Could you recreate it? I mean, the only one person could do this.
One person I know of. But, well, two people really, but they're both gone.
Fair enough.
Was one of those Headmaster Echo?
Not familiar with the name.
He spoke of someone that was instrumental in Absolution's past, a protege of his named Corinne Winter? She wrote a book that I read called Magic and Its Role in Invention.
No kidding. Wrote a book, huh?
Yeah.
So that is who you're talking about.
I mean, it'd have to be.
Well, if she was Echo's student, he's still around. Could he perhaps
Recreate the experiment?
this everywhere?
If she had notes, that is.
I mean, maybe. Everything was destroyed that she created. Possibly her notes as well, but I suppose we can look around. Maybe somebody hung on to something.
If you don't mind, one of our
No, I can ask
primary functions is the gathering of knowledge.
around. I can ask around, sure. Maybe something survived.
Yeah.
It took us a good long while to dig out after that, and I do remember seeing papers and things being strewn about, so perhaps.
All right.
I mean, papers
Maybe
and...
this is taboo because you've sort of spoken around it and we've only heard obscure mutterings. What exactly happened here that allowed all of this?
Well, you see, there was a woman named Corinne. And she was at one time the most wonderful woman and the most terrible woman I've ever known in my life. She's the one who punched a hole through the slag. Damn near took the whole town with it.
Oh.
And a very good friend. But in the end of the day, it was a blessing. Been able to forge a new life here and help all kinds of people. Everybody's healthier than they ever would have been out in the slag.
Yeah, you look quite robust yourself for your age.
Oh, why, thank you.
So if we can recreate the experiment, you are suggesting we do it in an unoccupied area.
Yeah, I would advise that, yes.
All right.
If it happened at all. I mean, the event was cut short. I don't know exactly what would have happened if it had been allowed to run to fruition.
Well, all of that's beyond me, but we can at least bring it to our headmaster's attention.
Yeah.
By all means, I mean, the other, I'm sorry, you call yourself scholars, is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
They
Very studious.
hadn't really brought up Corinne or anything like that.
Well, we've got a reputation for being a bit nosy.
And they might not be much readers, you know.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, they seem to read a lot.
Well,
Especially that Dendra.
We're the scholars, but we're also the janitors. It's kind of like a sub, you know. So we're a little bit different, but also the same.
We're multi-talented.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can see that.
I mean, I know I am.
That you are. Well, is there anything that you need from us before we make our way to that ridge that you spoke of?
No. I think you all seem like you're all right.
All right.
Steven's making a face. Why is he making a face?
I
Why are you
just
making a
love
face,
every time.
Steven?
Every time I hear Redford talk, it fills my belly full of warm. It's like I'm drinking hot chocolate. It just feels so good.
Aw.
Well, Mr. Redford, before we go, I'd like a chance to speak with you.
Yes, sir.
And an aside, if you don't mind.
Sure thing. We can do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that after we take a little break.
All right.
For about an hour. So let's take a bio break. We'll be back 5 or 10 minutes.
All right.
And we're back.
From outer space.
All right, so you finished your conversation with Redford. What do you want to do now? You got if there's anything you want to do, there's a couple hours until, you know.
I would like to have an aside with
Yes.
Redford. Yes, please.
How about the rest of you? What would you like to do?
We need any.
I'm gonna hang back and just try to stall, like picking up my food while Adaman and Redford have their aside,
Okay.
because I want to be able to talk to Adaman after.
Okay.
You want some
I'll
help
feed and play
finishing
with
that?
Vile.
Yes. Do you need some help with your food?
Oh no, I'm just taking it slow. You know, they say you shouldn't scarf your food down because then you won't know exactly when you're full and you'll overeat. You know,
I guess
so
I
I'm just
missed
taking
that.
my time.
I think I got a C that day in class. I don't remember that at all.
Well, no, this was from my reading, so it's fine. Just
Okay.
take my word for it.
Okay, sure.
Roscoe, you're sitting at the table there, and Trent comes by with a ladle, and he fills her bowl up again. Wasn't really enough to put up, you know, but we got to use it all, so you don't mind, do you?
Oh no, not at all. I'm super full, but thank you.
Keep going.
I'm gonna, hey, Trent, Mr. Trent. I think I'm gonna come by with like a bladder later. If you've got some extra soup around, we could probably use some for the road.
Well, this is the last of it for today, but tomorrow we'll start bright and early.
Okay, I'll be here first thing.
All right, you want to? We might have a little left. You want to put some up for you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, I can do that.
How many times Roscoe gonna almost cried?
Thank you, Trent.
This is the best.
All right, Nash, you want to go? I mean, we need to go shopping or anything? What's there to do in this town?
I don't know.
Go.
Lordy, what do you want to do?
I want to go drink.
Yeah.
Ooh, I loved that tavern with the big with the music. Let's just go there.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go there.
Redford, if we like work if we pick weeds or whatever for an hour, do we get a free drink? Is this like a co-op?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, if there's always waiting to be done. You can help yourself.
And then we get rewarded?
Well, I mean, that's up to the vault. Really, they're kind of their own entity.
Okay.
Okay, we talked to.
But I don't know if you can talk them into it. You go right ahead.
Okay.
I'll pull out my extra scholar's cloak that I had convinced Ulrich to give me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll pass it over to Roscoe. These come in useful for us. I'm sure they're worth something. You can see if you can find someone to give you coin or something else valuable for it and trade that for drinks.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Don't get carried away, though. I don't want to have to come scoop you all off the floor. Nash.
No promises.
I'll scamper out of the building.
We are off.
All right, so Adaman.
Mr. Redford, you sure are a hard man to ask a favor from. You didn't ask for us one thing from us. I guess it makes sense considering where you're living. I hear you have an ability to remove diseases.
Well, yeah, to a certain extent, yes.
No need to be bashful about it. What about the daughter? Can you handle that is that under your
Matter of
purview?
fact, I think that's why Kurz finally left. I stuck Walter's leg back on. It was just a little too much for him, you know.
Yeah.
The daughter.
You stuck a man's leg back on? I'm sorry, I'm eavesdropping.
Yes.
Are you talking to Vile? The daughter.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had much of a problem with the daughter here recently, but I suppose I might be able to look at it. Yeah.
You think you'd be able to get rid of it?
Well, it depends on how advanced it is. You see, there was one time when, well, you saw Turnock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, this was at the Hearth. He took a big old lung full of slag straight from the source.
Gotcha.
And all the spells I had at the time didn't help.
All right.
But that was... Well, the way it was explained to me, it was like incredibly advanced daughter.
I pull out my measure of the baseline of lumps on Tessellay and say, well, let's say hypothetically it was this much.
Well, I mean, as long as this person is still with it, it probably work. Yeah, I've dealt with a couple cases here.
Well,
People
I will
that
have to.
People bring their loved ones occasionally. They're about to succumb.
I'll have to ask my party members' permission, but I believe we will be seeing you in a few minutes, if you don't mind. Then.
Well, I mean, if you have someone in mind, I'll be at the forge.
All right. I'll see you there.
All right.
And he saunters over to Tessellay.
Hi.
Tessellay. Well, we know that Redford fellow is, magical but tolerated. Would you be okay with a magical healing?
Yes.
All right. Well, good. Let's go.
He said he can do it.
Yes, he thinks he can.
Like completely.
I don't know. I'll have to let him take a look and give a crack. But there's nobody here with the case of it, so let's try it.
Okay.
I think just like, oh gosh, I forgot his name, and I feel like a jerk now because we were just talking to him. The doctor, help me out here.
Kavinsky.
Kavinsky?
I think just like Kavinsky said, there's a lot of looking the other way. This kind of magic, I think, is good. Let's go.
Once they're outside,
Mhm.
walking towards the forge, usually Tess is very like decisive and keen in her movements, and like her head is on a swivel, but she's like very sort of crumpled in and just sort of staring at Vile where she's carrying him, sort of tucked to her chest, and is just sort of following you and not looking up. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I mean, we could make it worse, right? Okay. Oh, we're here already. Okay. Do you trust this man?
If he's managed to hold this place together for however long and they haven't lost it to some warlord, I figure, yeah.
That just means he's strong. It doesn't mean he's good.
Well, we're from the wasteland. What else do we have? He knocks on. Oh.
If
Go.
something happens, take care of Vile.
Of course.
The door opens. Redford's standing there. The forge is cold. But it looks like a regular forge. You see tools laying around. There's a workbench and bellows and things like that. Hello, Adaman.
Hello. You've already met Tessellay?
I sure have. Hello. Are you the one that Adaman was talking about? You seem a little young. Why don't you come on inside and sit down? He's got a couple of chairs.
Tess begins unstrapping leather armor.
and Adaman will, he'll be like, now that I have her permission, and he will go over the notes that he's taken of the condition, and I'll be like, yeah, as his moderate attempt at being a doctor.
Tessellay, you are remarkably young to be having this kind of condition. Have you been out in the wastes for a long time?
My whole life. I'd never even lived in a town before Ongol. I'd always been on the road.
No one to
I
help
was
you
born
or
out there.
look after you?
Sometimes, here and there.
I sense that this has been a big strain on you.
I've just seen how it goes in the long run, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Have
So
you
can
had
fix it?
any memory problems or maybe suddenly you don't know where you are, that kind of thing?
Sometimes, but it's not like waking up and just being completely unaware. It's more like confused, not really sure why I am where I am or why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm always afraid. Always. It always feels like something's watching me. Like something's coming to get me.
All right. So I do have a spell I can do for this. I know you all, from the few conversations I've had with the other scholars, I know that they don't take to magic very well.
I don't care. If
So
it'll work, I want it.
I'm sure you haven't heard about such things, but there is a spell I can cast. It's called Greater Restoration. It's going to take a minute. What I want you to do is I want you to lie down on this table on your stomach. He's got it like a workbench. It's just a flat wooden workbench.
I bring Vial down and hand him towards Adaman.
Adaman carries Vial. He's like, hey, little buddy, I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit.
And I'll lay down.
Now, when I say it's going to take a minute, I mean literally a minute.
Will it hurt?
I sure hope not. I don't think it will. No one else has complained.
Okay.
You know, every now and then somebody will bring in a loved one who's suffering with dementia and some of the other symptoms, and but they're usually in their 40s, somewhere near 50. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm probably the oldest person here. It's, for your age, it's quite advanced. I'm sorry about that, Tess. I feel like you've had a pretty hard life.
Can we just get on with it?
Of course we can. You just lay down and relax. Adaman. Redford reaches his hands out onto Tessa's back, where the nodules are. And his hand starts to glow. He looks up at the ceiling forge, closes his eyes. You can see his mouth moving, but you don't hear anything. His hands start to glow, and then Tessa's back starts to glow around his hands. The nodules begin to shrink. Tess, you feel like back is really warm. It's not hot. It's like you ever have one of those things that you microwave and you put around your neck, you know, like a sock full of rice? It feels like that. Okay.
You're so old.
Well, I am speaking as Redford right now.
Okay.
It feels very warm on your back, but not unpleasant. A tingling sensation goes up between your shoulder blades, up the back of your head and around your scalp. Your mind seems a little clearer than it was. I mean, like you said, the moments of confusion come few and far between, but they do come. And you seem to be thinking a little clearer than you were. For a moment or two, Redford steps away. You feel the warmth and the tingling fades away after a moment or two. Adaman, the glowing goes away.
I look at Adaman's face.
Well, that's all I can do. I think that did it, but I guess only time will tell.
I reach back to feel that spot.
There's nothing there. Totally smooth. I feel like you're going to have some emotions about this. So I'm just going to step outside. It's not really my forte. I'm going to leave you here in the capable hands of your friend Adaman.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
But just remember, you're always welcome here in Absolution. And then he leaves.
Tess sits up and very slowly and almost hesitantly starts shrugging back into her armor. It can't be that easy.
I think for them it is. I think that was the problem. Back then, as we became so reliant on magic, we let it rule over us. I understand why Kavinsky's afraid of it. It makes all the hard work of learning obsolete. But you need someone that knows how the body works. You can't just rely on magic. What if this man wasn't a good man, like you said? Then suddenly he's a tyrant. But we're fortunate today, and I'm glad that you're better.
Thank you for this.
Something that was kicking around in the old can.
Adaman, did you grow up in Ongul?
I did.
Have you ever spent a lot of time outside of the town before this?
I'm afraid this is my first foray into the wilderness. I'm glad it hasn't been that obvious, except for the whole getting eaten by the toad thing. That was pretty obvious. Yeah, that was bad.
It was a strong hint. There are people that try to make livelihoods out in the waste, outside of towns. They scavenge, they travel. My family was like that, and I was born on the road. And for the first few years of my life that I had my family, the water we drank was grey with the slag. The food we ate was either game that had fed on it or fed on scrub equally poisoned by it. The slag was in every breath you took. There was no getting away from it, no matter how far you traveled. And then they were gone, and that's the only life I knew, so I stayed out there. Ongul was only the second town I'd ever been in. So this way of life has been really new to me. And now coming to a place like this and realizing that there are people that live like this and that the scholars somehow think that it's wrong, but still reap the benefits of it freely. I'm starting to see what Nash meant.
I don't think they think this life is wrong. I think they are afraid of the power that Redford controls because they don't control it themselves. And like we said, I said he's a good man, but what happens when some warlord marches in here and then they're in charge? The scholars are, you're right, are no solution, but I think that as long as they're spending their resources to protect this place and this man, I'll continue to support them. But if it does seem like they're ever going to do something in any other vein, you let me know. I don't have eyes everywhere, you know. But I think that the tacit looking the other way of a magic user and of buying their supplies, I think that the scholars are well aware that Redford Lion Eye is a good man.
Yeah, he is. This can still stay between us, right?
Of course, doctor-patient privilege.
Thanks. And I'll do the last strap of my armor and hop up and gather Vile back from Adaman and put him on my shoulder.
That was cool.
Did you lose weight? I just feel lighter.
The doctor patient thing.
Let's go make sure the others are staying out of trouble, shall we?
They are two sheets to the wind, and we are in for a night. And I head out into the street.
Is
So-
Redford still just outside the door?
No, he's gone altogether.
Mhm.
The three of you, Roscoe, Vorty, and Nash, you went to the vault while Tess and Adaman were doing something else. So you walk in. You walk into the vault. It's something like, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And no one is at the door, but the Kenko person is still behind the bar, and you can see that Turnock is sitting at the bar. There are 3 empty glasses in front of him, and he is jamming something red into his mouth.
Now, did we have the drunks breakfast when we were there last time?
Oh yeah, that's the one that comes with a tomato.
Okay.
It's like a Bloody Mary, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
It's like Alex's design of a Bloody Mary.
So, and are there a lot of other people in there, or is it mainly empty?
It's almost completely empty.
Okay.
Turnock is at the bar. He's knocking him back. Everybody else is out working.
Okay.
The Kenku person seems a little... I don't know. It's hard to tell with the Kenku. They don't have, like, real expressive faces, you know? But he's paying a lot of attention to Turnock.
Is there just some like light drum and bass music playing in the background?
Yeah. Well, it's like a breezy synth wave, kind of, you know, like a vibing kind of synth wave.
Yeah.
Nothing too harsh, just, you know. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Okay.
Could put something on, as a matter of fact. Let's see.
Some like really complex chords that are played for like 4 bars each in the synth, like doo. It's a fade out. I don't know. I'll walk up to the bar with everybody, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We were here like 4 hours ago for drinks. You guys ready for another round?
Was it 4 hours ago?
I don't know. We were here and we went to get food, and now we're back here, right?
Huh.
That's what we've done today.
Well, all right.
No, I mean, I'm not complaining. It's been a great day so far.
We'll just
Yeah,
go
that's pretty
analyze.
much it.
Just don't analyze it and get around.
Hey,
We went in, we got a drink, we went get food, went back, got a drink. This is actually a really great town.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
yeah.
I'm just gonna live here forever. I'm gonna move here. Like the pinnacle needs to be based out of here. Because I'm gonna live here.
I don't hate it here, but I also, you know what? When you're looking out, you're just looking out into the slack. You're not looking out into a horizon with waves and an occasional, fin hopping up over the water. It just doesn't have the same feel.
There's that
There's
gray
no
wall
place
out there, yeah.
For entertainers. It's a great place for entertainers like me and alcoholics like me. And
I mean,
what's there to do? What else is there to do? I'm here.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I'm sure I would miss the ocean too. I always like growing up in the mountains with it, but every other fish you catch has like 6 eyes.
Yes, they're kind of funny though. We love to make fun of them, and then we chop them off, and then we just eat it.
I am like so wasted.
Well, let's get you another drink then, Morty. I'll hop up on the bar and stand on the bar stool, probably like 4 seats down or so from Turnock. And
Welcome back.
Hello. I make sure to do like a standing jump up, like a high jump up onto the seat. It's very athletic.
And then I'm gonna just really swiftly get onto the seat next to him.
Oh yeah, with a lot of dexterity.
Yeah, with no effort whatsoever.
Okay.
The Kenku kind of cocks his head, his black crow eyes, but doesn't do anything otherwise.
We would love another round of drinks, sir.
Yeah.
The same as before.
Yeah. Make it like a double, because I don't know. Like this sobriety doesn't really work for me. I need to get really hammered.
Okay, so the Kenku starts making drinks.
Responsibly.
And a few seats down, Turnock is sitting there. He's just jamming tomatoes in his mouth. As you get closer, you recognize it. The same thing you had with your drinks before, right? The little the fruit, right? He's like chewing, like. He looks over at you.
Hey.
He stops chewing.
You're Turdock, right?
Yes.
It's great to meet you. I'll step over. I do a full step over onto the bar stool, one bar stool closer to him.
Okay.
How are you? You're kind of one of the guys around here, right? Things.
Okay, boss.
You said, or we were talking to Redford, your friend, right?
Friend.
We're friends with Redford too, so
Oh,
it's good. It's all good.
do you like tomatoes?
I just had my first one today. It was a strong flavor.
Do you like mushrooms?
I don't. What is a mushroom? I don't think I've ever.
Oh, I can show you. And he's got like a satchel, slung over his shoulder. Have one of these.
Is this
And he
anything
opens
like
the bag,
tomato?
and there's just a bunch of mushrooms.
Here
in
we
there.
go.
Get your D10 out.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to. Does this go in the drink, or do I just?
I would eat the mushroom and wash it down with a drink.
Okay. Should I? Vorty, Nash, do you all want to split this?
Oh, I want a whole one.
I kind of want a whole one too.
Yeah, I want a whole
No.
motherfucking mushroom.
What have I
I'm
done?
eating a whole freaking I'm eating like 10 of them, baby. Like
What? The
I'm gonna
When this
crush
is the
them up.
DM leaving his campaign up to the die
What have
roll
I done? Okay.
right here.
How many do you have? Our lizard friend.
Oh, I have lots.
Okay.
Lay it on the counter, baby. We're doing shots of mushrooms.
Here we go.
Shots
I'm-
of mushrooms.
I'm
Serve
just-
them up, Rupert. Serve them up, Rupert. Come on.
I'm just gonna pull up Turnok's bag of mushrooms on D&D Beyond.
Homebrew.
Is this a D10 roll?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, baby.
Ah,
D10.
here we go.
Oh boy, I got a D10, James, which means it's your choice.
Oh boy. What'd you get, Roscoe?
I got a 6.
What'd you get, Vordy?
I'm rolling right now. Let's see. Rolling dice, rolling. I got a 2.
Okay. Oh. Well, Vordy, you get +5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like
You feel-
more shots.
You
More
feel more
shots.
full than you did when you were after lunch. You feel really
Best.
good.
Good,
This is
okay.
so flavorful. I
It
could
was
I
good.
just
Okay.
Roscoe,
Mm.
you don't see this, but Nash and Vordy, when you look over Roscoe's mouth, it's starting to turn like it's spreading. It starts like just under his nose, and like this dark purple color spreads all the way to the edges of his lips and around his mouth. Looks like he's been eating like blueberries or something, like really messily, you know?
Violet, you're turning violet.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I don't feel anything different.
No.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And Nash,
It's a video of this.
Nash, DM's choice.
Nash, you hear a noise. Sounds like, well, as a player, Nash wouldn't know what this sounds like, but a player would know it sounds like birds chirping. Just off to the side, but every time you look around, there's nothing there, and then it'll start on the other side, and you look over, there's nothing there, but you hear birds chirping, like songbirds.
Do you guys hear that? The loud squeaking.
All
That's
the
called-
time.
It's called synth wave.
I hear it all the time. I thought it was just me. I'm glad it's not. I'm
So
glad
we
now
just
it's both.
So we just danced to this then.
I always have that inner beat, like, and I just never really, said anything because then it's gonna sound like I'm crazy.
Hmm.
Well, crazier than I'm already am perceived.
Nash, you're talking to Vordy, and you notice that you can see his aura. It's like a shimmering pink all around him. And as he talks, it gets bigger and smaller with the sound waves coming out of his mouth.
Hmm. That mushroom, you said you feel very well, yes?
I'm like pickled pink.
Turnak, when you take these mushrooms, what happens?
I don't know. Sometimes things, sometimes not things.
Yeah, I'm in the
Yeah.
second
Look
category.
at Stubbles. Look at Stubbles.
At this point, the door opens and Adam and Tess come in to the vault.
Hey.
Look at Stubbles.
Roscoe, what did you eat?
What?
What did you eat?
Well, Turnock here, I think we've had at least a round already. Turnock gave us some mushrooms.
Ooh.
Yeah, but your mouth is new.
Well, I mean, yeah, he gave me this big, bright blue mushroom that was glowing a little bit, but I don't know.
No, I guess that's just the mess of it. You
Probably just the
You're
juice.
yummy. You should have one. Tess, take one.
Watch
Give
this.
one to Vile.
Vorty can pick me up and do squats. Watch this.
Mm, mm, mm.
I want to see a strength check for that.
Yeah, I mean, well,
If you're gonna try it, yeah, roll a strength check. Nash is not a small woman.
Okay, girl.
She's very
You
tall.
better hold.
and
You better hold. You
very
better
strong.
strength check, saving throw or check.
I would think a check.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Do you have
Can
proficiency?
I do athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. All
you can
right,
athletic.
cool. Bam. Let's try athletics. That gives me a little bit.
You
of a
dang
chance.
bard. Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Wow.
I don't.
It's those
I'm not looking at
legs,
roll 20.
baby.
I'm assuming it was pretty
It's
high.
a 20.
It's
It's a 20.
it's those hairy legs. It's those
Not a natural
quads.
20, but a dirty.
Vorty
And the
just-
glutes. It's those glutes and those quads, baby. Just boom.
The Vorty sweeps Nash up and just starts doing squats.
Yeah, baby. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
And like Adamant turns to Tessa,
I
goes,
still
"Oh,
have a drink. Like,
2 sheets.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Right before you guys came in, he was doing kettlebell swings with me.
I see.
Oh no.
Oh.
And this was
This is
your
like the
doing,
best.
sir?
You want
And I look at-
mushrooms?
The mushrooms. You got to try them.
Holds the bag
Mhm.
open. Adamant
And the
test. You can see
shots.
that
We
there's
did
just
like
a
a
bunch of
round of
different shaped mushrooms in this bag.
We
I'm
did a
going to pass. Thank you.
You're lost.
Rupert, just get her something special. Give something special for the loner.
I'll have a drink
the
as well,
vial.
please.
Yeah, a
Get
couple
him
of
something good, Rupert. Come on,
Rupert is just putting drinks on the bar. You guys are knocking them back almost as fast as he puts them up there.
I don't know. Today does feel celebratory for some reason.
Yes, that's what I'm
Tuesday.
talking about. Loosen up, loosen up.
Yeah, Tess, you look great. You're glowing.
You're radiant.
You just look like your worries have just shrugged off your shoulders.
Mhm.
Well, thank you,
Good.
Roscoe. That's very
feels
sweet.
good anyway.
He's
Yeah,
still.
at least a couple.
Roscoe's been wiping at his mouth, but it's still all purple. It's spreading a little bit, like it's past his lips now. It's kind of onto his cheeks a little bit.
I'm
Roscoe, do you feel
feeling
okay?
everything.
better than ever. Have you tried these tomatoes?
You don't feel any tingling or anything like that?
You got any onions back
No.
there?
Not any tinglier than normal.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
try put onions in this.
We
I'm
have
a big-
cocktail onions,
Bring them out. I mean, we got mushrooms,
like these tiny little
tomatoes,
onions. He
onions.
brings out.
What's a cocktail?
I pop them.
He gestures at the drinks on the bar.
Oh, these. Oh. All right. Never had them called.
Are you
that.
still doing squats, 40? Or did you put Nash down?
I've been nashed down because I've been eating the
Okay.
onions.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to do
More
both.
shots,
Did
more shots, onions.
Did everything go okay with Redford?
Yeah. He's welcomed us here. He's told us where we can stay, which I put down my notes because I'm a jerk. There they
There's
are.
a ridge to the northwest of the city proper. Apparently, their bunk houses and campsite are a bit full at
Yeah.
the moment.
So we can camp out there.
Did he tell you how to fight that tentacle beast?
No, it didn't come up.
I don't think he fought it. It sounds like they encountered it and made a tactical retreat.
Uh,
Something like that.
I don't think we need to fight it either. I think we need to see if it's still wriggling, and then that will be our radio report. I'll radio in tonight before we go in, ask if we want to leave the city so defenseless, though, since the other pinnacle hasn't returned yet.
Roscoe, were you able to get a decent amount of coin for the cloak?
you know what? That didn't come up either. Yeah.
He still has the cloak. It looks like right there. It's right there.
Rupert, was it?
Yes.
What do we owe you so far?
Oh.
Are the drinks free here?
Free?
Rupert, how do we pay you?
Pay?
Oh,
I love
boy.
this place.
Like that's what I've been trying to tell you guys. It's like the best.
Mr.
Why?
Murdoch.
We want to leave.
Rupert,
Yes.
I can tell you can copy voices. Has anyone ever come in here and sang? Can you sing?
Sing like who?
Anyone? I'd like a song.
You could do a duet with Vorty.
Love duet.
Yes, of course.
There's
I'm
that
sure you hear
beautiful-
instrumental sounds in here all the time.
My favorite song is "Islands in the Slag." It's a great duet.
That is what we are. That is what we
There is
are.
one who sings here from time to time.
Oh.
What's that?
His name is Jimbo.
Oh.
We know Jimbo.
Of course he does.
Jimbo. Like
Jimbo.
Jimbo.
Is there
Jimbo.
nothing he can't
Jimbo's my
do? This man is
boy.
amazing.
Rupert,
Oh
sound
my
like
god.
Jimbo.
He's
I cannot
like
Play
A triple
guitar
threat.
like Jimbo.
What is a
Your
guitar?
song?
Sing like him.
a guitar.
That's right. He calls it a guitar.
That's what I thought I heard him say one time. I pay attention to that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
man, I missed that.
Oh no, I heard him say it when we were eating, and he's like, I like guitars. And I was like, oh, another person who's kind of musically inclined.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if
Mhm.
he's musically inclined or not exactly.
No, you can string my, he can pluck my strings.
Oh, well then.
That's a little different from musically inclined, but I think I understand what you're saying there, Vorty.
Hey,
Does this place offer anything besides drinks, Rupert?
There are rooms in the back.
Oh.
Mostly they're used for storage now.
Oh.
Oh.
All these here vegetables and whatnot. Some of them you got to keep out of the sun.
Fair enough.
They run out of room.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's something we could do to help out these people. Since we just learned the fine art of barn raising, we could build them, help them build a new storage area for their food, so that way the vault could be used as an inn once again.
Oh,
That's a great idea.
man. I like helping.
I know. Yeah, that'll put your skills to use.
Yeah. Well, you were the one that was in charge of the barn raising, Vorty.
Oh, yeah, I was in charge of the schematics.
Then that's all I need. Really, it'll be just a couple rooms.
I love the stairs and the extra doors.
You did what?
Never mind.
Vorty. Oh, a newlywed couple lives in that house.
Yeah, they'll find them.
Oh no. Well, that's exactly what I was really worried about. I told you.
Vorty built the Winchester mansion.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a 3-room house, and he built the Winchester mansion.
No.
They open the door and be like, boop,
Just a brick wall.
just a wall or like right outside. It's the door to the outside. And look,
Vorty's like, the spirits told me to build it that way.
Kristen and I actually
Yeah.
did live in a house with a second floor door that went to nowhere.
Really?
they're
That sounds like a
Demolished the
mistake
deck
on the
wall.
engineer's part.
Super creepy.
It was pretty scary.
Really, really unsafe.
Should have knocked down
Just
the wall
sleepwalking
behind the
and
door,
just-
find
yeah.
out what was behind it.
secret passage.
Yeah. Forget the rest of the words, but secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah.
Mr. Turdock,
Yes.
what do we owe anything here? I mean, we ate your mushrooms, we had some drinks. How does it work around here?
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, what do you?
The currency.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like money?
Oh yeah, money. We have a little bit.
Oh, they do understand. Crap. Give me back the cloak.
Oh, they don't. You don't have to worry about money here.
Wow.
Most people work.
Yeah, we definitely need to build them a barn.
Turnock, did you ever meet?
Communist Russia.
Did you ever meet any of the other scholars with cloaks like these?
Yes.
And then we all like, "Bloom."
What did you think of them?
I like River.
River likes the mushrooms, huh?
Bruja, I bite.
Is that a bad thing?
Is it like Toad? Like I don't know this. I don't speak this.
Really? Bruja, huh? I liked Bruja. Now I'm nervous.
He got a little bite.
A little bite. Okay.
Wait, like a good bite, like ooh, like a nibble bite, or like I hate you.
The middle?
Ooh, okay. You
that's
got mixed feelings. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's like this love-hate relationship going on.
Oh, did they help Absolution?
They ate a lot of tomatoes.
That helped?
I don't know.
Okay.
You know, I've been thinking about biting people more. I like that. You
Oh no. What have we done?
Most doubles.
Oh no.
You know.
The trick is to open your mouth as wide as you can. And Turnock opens his mouth and like unhinges his jaw. And it's like this small
Oh my
teeth.
god. You
No.
could put several fists in that thing.
I see that Roscoe has just taken a bite of tomato and then see Turnock showing him that, and I just immediately hold my hand out like a mom waiting to catch something that her kid spits out.
Yeah, I just forget I have tomato in my mouth. It falls out.
With your blue lips.
Oh my god.
Would you like this back, Roscoe?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You guys are gross.
Okay, well, you guys are having a good time in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take one more little break.
Okay.
Little bio break.
Okay.
And then you can head to bed. Such as it is.
Secret tunnel.
All right, we'll be back 5 or 10.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're back.
Hi.
So you guys spend the evening at the vault, getting messed up in various ways.
Yeah.
Nash, you're still seeing auras around people. 40s is pink. Roscoe's is like a purple with like a little bit of pink in it. And Adaman's is almost white. It's like light surrounding him. Tess's is dark, but like a really, really dark purple or navy blue, but you can see that there are other colors starting to, as the night progresses, there are other colors starting to work their way into it as it gets brighter.
What about Turnox?
Turnock doesn't have an aura when you look at him. I mean, he does. It's very short compared to everybody else's. And it's almost like in your haze, you get the idea that Turnock doesn't have an inner voice. Everything Turnock thinks is right on his tongue. He has nothing to hide. Other than that, it's a bit yellowish. So after you spend the evening at the vault, you head to the spot that Redford pointed out. It's about a half mile. It's almost a half mile from town. It's nearly to the edge of where the slag is. And again, the
Tess
slag
did
is...
have a drink, but she stayed sober because she knew she would have to herd these cats to the campsite.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm crawling like a cat to the campsite.
When you get to the spot he described, there's already like a fire pit there. And you can tell that someone has been burning fires there in this fire pit. And you can see the wall of slag from where the campsite is. It's I don't know, maybe like 100 feet away, something like that. You're on the very outskirts of Absolution, the Absolution proper. And as night falls, the sun goes down, and it's very dark for a little while.
It could be all of the mushrooms I've had today, but I almost feel less safe here than I did out in the waste. It's like, what is so precious? Why wouldn't people? No one wants to be in the waste. And this is the first time I've wanted to keep watch.
Oh,
How many mushrooms did you eat?
Oh.
I understand what you mean, though, Nash. This place ought to be protected, and that's why I think there's generally a pentacle here. Not to tell them what to do, but to protect them if they need it.
You're never safer than when you're sleeping on the ground with a thin blanket and in the mountains. That's what I always say. Don't worry, I'll start a fire.
I have no
Sorry.
idea how you have never
I'll
been
do it,
swallowed.
Roscoe. You
Yeah.
just relax.
Yeah.
Roscoe's mouth is more purple than ever.
No, I got the fire. I could do the fire.
It's almost up, like almost past his nose a little bit. It's like this.
And you
Dark
feel
purple.
okay, Roscoe? You're just
Me? Yeah.
okay.
No, I could sleep. And Roscoe falls down on Roscoe just goes straight to sleep.
On his little bedroll.
Yeah.
I love him.
Nash, since you just need a short trance, why don't you get some rest? I'll keep first watch and wake you up when I'm done.
Okay.
What's the temperature like, DM?
It's like high 60s.
So comfortable enough without a fire?
If you wanted to go with that one, yeah, you could.
I'll put my my blanket over Roscoe while I'm keeping watch.
Okay.
Are the stars visible?
Well, The sun goes down. As you're getting there, it's a sunset. And you look up at the sky, and it gets very dark for a little while. Like, darker than anything you've experienced in Scythia so far. Pitch black. You can hardly see your hand in front of your face. And then, light starts to creep in over the slag. You begin to see pinpoints of light up in the sky, up in the darkness. It reminds you of your dream when you were walking through the field. And after a while, another body becomes visible. It's not as bright as the sun. It's whiter. It's cooler. It doesn't light up. It lights up everything, but it's not harsh yellow light. And you realize that this must be the moon. And then, up in the sky, you see colors. Those of you who did and did not take mushrooms, you can see colors up in the sky. And from a player standpoint, it's like the Aurora Borealis, but it's pink and purple. It fills the sky above the slag. It
Trippy.
undulates, and the light changes around your campsite. Everyone is bathed in a dark pink purple light.
Nash finds it very interesting that the aura of the moon is the same as Vordy's and Roscoe's.
That's a good point, Nash.
Tesh just starts setting rations out for everyone. Make sure everyone has a comfortable place to sleep. Roscoe, eat something before you go to bed. We had a big dinner, but I know you. You'll wake up in the middle of the night wanting a snack.
Yeah. Okay, Tess.
And those of you that are going to sleep, go to sleep under the stars for the first time in your lives. With the shifting colors in the sky above you.
I don't want to go to sleep so quickly. I want to continue watching this.
You can see why Redford told you to come out here. Because the lights of Absolution are far away. About a half-mile away, matter of fact. It's quiet, peaceful.
You described it before as a ridge. Is it so pronounced that I could sit on the edge of it and dangle my legs over?
It's not much of a ridge. It's like, 10 feet, something like that. But yeah, you can do that.
And if Vordy is still awake, Tess probably wouldn't be paying attention, and you would hear her start humming to herself and notice that she's Eddie's probably for the first time that he's ever seen.
I got a stash from the vault.
But
Ru-
I'll keep watch.
Rupert
4
hooked me
hours.
up.
Okay, so Tess takes the first 4 hours. Nash takes the next 4 hours after that. Around 6 a.m. or so, the colors go away. You can see the pinpoints of light up in the sky once again. But it fades out quickly and everything goes really dark again as the moon fades beyond the horizon. And then it starts to get light. And sunrise comes really fast because once the sun peaks above the slag, the wall of slag, once the sun peaks above it, the campsite is instantly bathed in bright sunlight.
Wake up, Vorty. Roscoe, Nash, how are you feeling?
Roscoe like jolts out of bed. Where are we?
It's all right. We're just outside Absolution camping, remember?
He's like grab Tess. He's like, where are we?
It's
Oh.
fine. We're safe.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Nash was a little ways away from the campsite, walking around, but when she hears Tess's voice, she'll come back over to she's just been pacing the campsite.
Sorry.
It's a little too quiet. Things are going a little too, it's a little too nice at the moment. So she, for the first time, it looked like Nash was like actually keeping watch and not just
Not just
sitting
wandering around. Yeah.
Sorry, the sun thing just really threw me off.
Yeah, this is really weird, you guys.
Is
Yeah.
this
Y'all all
Ben?
right?
Like,
Is Roscoe's mouth still blue?
I
No,
hope so.
Oh,
it's not. It faded
all
away.
right. All right. I was real worried about that, actually.
I was hoping it was gonna be permanent.
I could have stayed blue. That would have
Slowly
been
spread.
Did you all see the stars and the waves in the sky?
Yeah,
was
that was
pretty.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
This
Thought it
was
was a mushroom, but it wasn't.
Should we check in with Ulrich, let him know some of the things we've seen?
Right behind you there. And I will radio into Ulrich and let him know. I mean, obviously he knows that Pinnacle, I think 23, because we're 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is left Absolution. We're asking whether he wants us to continue forward on our mission and leave Absolution. I mean, not undefended. Obviously, it has its defenses, but there will be no Pinnacle presence there. And if so, we are prepared to pack up and move forward, or we can wait till Pinnacle 23 returns from its mission. Just asking for some clarification.
Would you also get him to ask Echo if he knew anything about Corinne's workout year?
Yeah, and I would request Master Echo, and then if we could have a conversation, we would do that as well.
Okay, so you radio into Ulrich. You ask him what you want your orders to be,
Mhm.
and if he knows anything about Corinne.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of role playing out there to the radio. Okay, what Ulrich tells you is that they want you to continue to the Hearth. After the Hearth, go back to Absolution and await further orders. All they want you to do is reconnaissance. And then, as far as Corinne goes, he says he'll have to check the library.
Okay.
I make sure that we relay the title of her book that I had encountered before. The Role of Magic in Modern Invention or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And Tess, assuming you're listening in on this radio conversation,
Yes.
but with your passive insight, what it is, you think he might mean something a little more than checking the library.
Ah, right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're all awake? What do you want to do?
So I did figure out after our game last week why I have a spyglass in my inventory. It's not actually a spyglass. It's using the scope on bad news.
Oh, okay.
So
Uh-huh.
just to clear that up from before. So I don't have one that I can offer someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be worth seeing if we could find some reconnaissance tools in the town before we head out.
Yeah, and I really like the idea of a big long pole ahead of us, especially if it sounds like it's going to be as dangerous as I really don't want to feel anything on my ankles. I'd rather have something ahead of us that we'll be like, oh, tentacles are pulling on it. Let's go home. Game over. It's still alive.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, there's a lot of construction materials still lying around, and they're constantly in construction. They're building new buildings. I mean, they're trying to keep up with the influx of people that are coming in, right? So it wouldn't be any big thing to find a 10-foot pole, such as the one from the gear, the equipment list, right?
10-foot pole.
Oh yeah, that is a thing, isn't it?
It is a 10-foot pole. Yeah, that's in the equipment list.
Would a spyglass be out of the question? And if so, could I tinker one together with my tinker's tools?
Maybe.
Can I try?
I'm not sure what the rules are on that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, she's got the scope from Bag News as a prototype, so she knows.
Are you using the scope from Bad News, or are you trying to make a whole new one?
I'm trying to make a new one, so
Okay.
I have one to offer to a party member.
Okay. Okay. Well, as you get back to town, you walk back into the half mile back into town. People are already up. You see people working in the fields, and your motorcycles are all lined up in front of the vault. And Redford is nearby with a person you haven't seen before. It is it's a male. He's very short, so you're not sure if it's a human or a halfling or a dwarf or what. He's very short, but he's wearing robes. And they are standing near your motorcycles, and they're pointing at them.
Hey, how did they move those without the keys? Is that magic?
No, you just pull in the clutch and push it, man.
I thought we walked them into town. So
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's right. I knew that.
Mhm.
I was just kidding. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to see Redford and realize that I need to tell him something, and I'm going to try and jog ahead of the rest of my party and say,
Okay.
Redford, hey, good morning. Don't mention
Morning.
yesterday, please.
What can I do for you?
Just don't mention anything about yesterday. Hey, here's everyone now.
Oh, I'm like talking to a fence post.
Who's your friend?
Oh, this is Bisbee.
Bisbee.
After we all went to bed last night, I got to thinking. You see, we got a lot of these lights laying around from before that we don't really need anymore. So,
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind, but I asked Bisbee to modify your machines here. He reaches over and he flicks the light switch on Roscoe's motorcycle, and it glows pink. The headlight does.
Whoa.
These lights did us a whole lot of good when we were trying to get to the Hearth 5 years ago, and I figured, if we modified your motorcycles with the headlights, maybe you'd be able to see a little better.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Oh,
That's
it's
an
all thanks to
excellent
Bisbee. He worked most of the night over this.
Thank you, Bisbee.
Bisbee. Well, thank you, Bisbee. It's really kind of you. Pleasure to meet you as well.
He doesn't say anything, but he nods like profusely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bisbee. You've been a busy bee.
He's got long robes, and he's very short. You can't really tell what his D&D race is.
I run over and shake his hand very effusively, and I'm just like, I am gonna drive so fast with these.
Oh,
His eyes get really wide as you're shaking his hand. But he seems pleased.
Does he have any weapons on him?
Who?
Bisbee.
Roll a perception check for me.
Oh. Probably not. Okay, well, it's an 11.
Well, he's got big robes on. It's hard to tell, but you don't see any of the telltale bulges that you normally see on armor or cloaks, robes, that kind of thing.
No telltale bulges. Drat. Roscoe, I think you wanted to stop by the dining hall before we set out, right?
Yes. Do any of you have any sort of like bags, like scaly skin, bladders, or anything we could put some extra soup in?
Oh, you want
I
to talk
did
to
think-
Trent?
Mm-hmm.
Soup.
Whatever they
I have
have.
2
Okay.
extra water skins, but they're full of water.
So you go to
Let's
the
leave the water. Yeah.
so you go to the mess hall, and Trent is there. He's scooping out. It's not a big pot he's scooping out of this time. It's more like almost like he's making it to order. You know what I mean? As he get up there, and he's making. You've seen eggs before, but these are much smaller. Like you've seen like great lizard eggs, which are could feed a village, right,
Yeah.
for breakfast. You know what I mean? But these are much smaller. And as you come up, I'm assuming you're first in line, Roscoe.
Oh yeah, I dashed.
Okay.
I did the dash action to get there.
Well, good morning, Roscoe. Did you
Good
sleep
morning.
all right?
Fantastic. What you have here is amazing.
You're
Food is-
enjoying your time in Absolution is what you're telling me. Well,
Absolutely.
that's great. I found something to put some soup in for you. And he holds out basically a water skin with like a bigger neck on it. Take this with you, and I hope it keeps you warm out there.
Trent.
You have to heat it up first, though. It's
Here he goes again.
cold.
He's crying
Trent.
again.
I could never thank you for what you've done
Yep.
for us.
This.
Make sure you heat it up, or it will not keep you warm.
Trent, I will repay you someday.
Would you like some eggs while you're here?
Yeah.
Everybody needs breakfast before they go, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so breakfast is basically eggs on toast. You got some of the bread that you saw yesterday that's been reheated and toasted, and he's basically making scrambled eggs. That's what it is. Are you guys ready to head out?
Yeah, I figure we'll
Yep.
pack on up and head out, and then I will let my party know. Look, no matter what happens, when we get back to Absolution, we're all going to come back. We definitely need to build them a barn to like thank them. Like we've been taught the ways. We can build them a barn.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Agreed.
All right, so you get on your motorcycles, fire them up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Kristen disappeared.
Bye, Kristen. I'll
Says
miss
I'm
you.
connecting.
Okay.
Are you
Oh, here.
connecting?
Just pop into Stevens. It's all right. He's right there. Hey. Oh, hey.
Let's see.
I mean,
Get it in a little bit.
That's perfect. No, it's perfect.
Now the illusion is broken on Twitch.
it's completely broken. What's going on, Kristen?
We're sorry, Twitch.
What's going on, Kristen?
I think I just have bad Wi-Fi.
What's wrong with Steven's Wi-Fi?
Steven, why'd you steal
Steven's
all of her
Wi-Fi's
Wi-Fi?
fine.
Yeah, that's what happened.
All the
It's
Wi-Fi.
Steven's fault, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Well, it's just a bunch of tubes, and I just
Yeah, and he took all the
Oh,
tubes.
Yeah, I connected all the
I
tubes
mean,
to my computer.
Kristen put on lipstick for this. What did you do, Steven?
Yeah.
You at least
changed
trim your
whole-
mustache?
I had a costume change.
He did a whole wardrobe.
He did do a
change.
costume change. That's
I
going to
did.
be forever
Well,
in
I
the
mean, so did
lore.
Kristen. They're one on
That's
one
true.
on that.
They looked good. They looked real good.
I did try to brush my hair, and it just bounced back to
Yeah.
this.
No, you did a great job with the
Oh,
hair.
you look fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is-
my Wi-Fi is not coming back, James. So I guess.
Okay.
This is fine. This is
Give me a second. Give me just a little second here.
It's like
We got
it's completely frozen.
half Nash, half Adaman right now.
Adaman's in my frame. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So you
Just like
Hey,
look
everyone.
like this.
like a
Just so
Brady,
overcome
like
with
a
emotion.
weird Brady bunch thing
Oh man,
happening.
we got way too much Steven in this.
There's no such thing.
There's a lot of Steven in
That's
this.
too much
I'm
Steven.
gonna move Nash like that.
This is adorbs.
I'm gonna move Adam in like that. There we go. Okay, well I have Nash like
No, I'm not in there.
I have Kristen like centered. Okay, so
That's
that'll
fine.
work. All
It
right.
works. It's great.
You don't need to see Adaman.
Just don't rejoin the Zoom, Kristen.
Move over to. Oh, okay, there I am. Oh, yeah, hey.
So again, you fire up your motorcycles. Yeah. And you thunder out of Absolution going south. Past the vault. Past where the gates used to be. You can kind of still see the remnants there. Orchards on your right. Crops on your left. You go down a road. And you approach the slag wall. It doesn't take long to go a half mile on a motorcycle. You can see it approaching you as you move towards it.
Got the helmets, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got your helmets.
We've got everything we need.
Yeah, we did a full like Armageddon walk out to the motorcycles with the helmets under our arm, right?
I call
Of course
Bruce
you
Willis.
Okay, so who is going to lead this expedition? Who's doing the navigating?
I think Roscoe is so excited about all this new stuff that he's just like letting loose on the motorcycle right now.
Tess will try and keep par with him to watch the road, but let
Okay.
him have the
Yeah.
pace setting.
He does have the fastest motorcycle too.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
so there's nothing we can really do about it.
Naturally.
I don't know if I'd call it leading the expedition as much as it is he's just enjoying the road.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nash, you're the ranger. Are you going to be navigating for this?
Well, not if Tess and Roscoe are out in front. So I'll be the second row
Okay.
there.
I
So-
can navigate.
Okay, so Tess, go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
23.
Okay, so you go south out of Absolution, and after a couple of hours, you pick up a road that goes east-west, just like Redford said there would be. And you turn east. The road is pretty solid, but there is, half inch to an inch of slag on it. And let's do a group survival check.
Oh no.
Everybody roll it. Everybody.
Oh, natural.
Nice.
I'm not sad about it.
Good work, Ranger.
26.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Already got a 23.
Dang.
Okay. And Tesla got a 26.
Adaman bringing up the rear with a 12.
Okay, great.
You're still in double digits. You're doing fine.
I'm just like, hey man,
Double digits is good.
are
That's
we
what you
going the
want.
right way? No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you take this road east. It goes pretty straight. There's not a lot of curves to it. And after a while, like 2-3 hours, your butt start to hurt, so you pull over and you take a little break, right? It's just a straight road. Flag everywhere. There's not really anything to see. So you take a little break, you get some feeling back in your butts, you get back on the bikes and you go again. 2-3 hours more, And you're going, 25, 30, 35 miles an hour on average. Maybe sometimes you get a little faster depending on how Tess is feeling at the moment. You can see pretty good ways with your new headlights and your helmets and everything. I don't know if you're wearing your helmets right now. With your new headlights, you can see pretty good ways. So you're maybe pushing up to 40 miles an hour, maybe 45 sometimes, right? The road seems pretty solid. You're not hitting any potholes or anything like that. But after another 2 or 3 hours, you start to wonder if you've passed the spot where the Hearth is.
Oh no.
Is there any change in the Slack?
No, everything looks the same.
Wait, why would we think we had passed it just based on time?
Yeah. You know when you're looking for a road, right? You're like, did I pass it yet? I don't know. Oh, well, no, you wouldn't know that. Okay. Well, back in the day, we had to use maps, like paper maps, to go somewhere, and somebody would tell you, okay, you need to make a left here, right?
Landmark directions.
And you start to question yourself, like, hey, before you got there, right? That's kind of the feeling you've got. Like, did we pass it? Are we? Did we go too far? Are we not there yet?
Here's the thing: is I would be trying to keep an eye out for when like the slag was getting darker than normal, though. Like
it's
even
not.
though okay, yes, then yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
We also, I think, all have keen minds, so we know exactly how long it's been.
Not me.
but-
Not me.
Mhm.
So I'm feeling what you're saying, man. I'm feeling what you're saying.
Well, Tess is up front, so.
Did we pass it already? Oh man, I rolled a 12.
Before it becomes relevant, since we kind of hand waved preparations, Tesla did end up getting some sort of container that doesn't have a lid and leaving file
Okay.
just before it becomes relevant.
Okay.
Can't kill my pet.
So you take a little break. You get the feeling back in your butts. You take off again. And then 2 or 3 hours later, you start to wonder, did we go too far? Have we not been far enough? And get back on your bikes. You get the feeling back in your butts. You get back on your bikes. And you ride for 2 or 3 hours. Then a structure appears out of the slag. It's not a large building. You figure it's big enough for... Well, it's hard to tell what it's for, but it's a wooden building. It is, let's say 15 feet tall with a pretty sloped roof. Okay. And then a steeple in the front, which is maybe 30 feet tall. Those of you who, you've been to school, maybe you don't speak other languages, but you recognize them, right? Above the doorway, of which there is only one, there's a big doorway in the front. You would all recognize the word Lathander, but it's been crossed out. And in its place,
The symbol of the eclipsed moon.
you see this
The
symbol.
eclipsed moon.
Boom, boom, boom.
I don't see anything yet.
It's on roll 20. Oh, did I not show the players? Here we go.
Just as a sweet motorcycle. Okay. Good. The symbol of Saros.
Yep. Looks like his zealot has been this way as well.
Hey, those are those really nice people that helped us.
Yeah. And also kicked
my
us
alcohol.
and also kicked us out of town, so keep all that in mind.
They have different opinions.
Would you like to stop, or are you going to ride on by?
Hey, Vorty, do you think your alcohol's in there?
I don't, but it might be a nice opportunity to ask for directions.
Oh yeah,
Is
they
this-
love us.
Is the slag still such here that like this would be livable terrain?
You wouldn't consider it that, no.
Oh, okay.
Not even compared to what you knew in Angul.
Can we stop for just a moment? I just want to take a very quick look.
All right.
All right.
Once we stop, could we see any windows on this structure?
There are some windows on the sides of the building, not in front. They
I'd like
look
to
like they are colored glass.
Could they be seen through?
Probably
Or are
not.
there any damaged ones?
No. But the front door is ajar. You can see that when you pull up.
Okay. If we stop about 20 feet shy, I would like to try and stealth up to the door.
Okay.
Take a little quick peek.
You get close to the door. You can hear from inside someone is talking. It sounds like he's addressing people, like more than one person, right? You can hear from inside. Saros doesn't want you to be seen. Saros kicked all them other gods out of Scythia for being false gods. He is punishing Scythia for the sins of the past. Would you like to get closer?
I'd like to get close enough to look through the door, but I am still stealthing.
Okay. Up at the front, you see a pulpit. There's a man standing in front of the pulpit. He is average height. His looks would be average, except that he has a blindfold tied across his face, like a rag. You can see pews that are filled with people. Each one of them has a blindfold on. The man at the front stops his sermon for a moment. He looks around. I sense that there are newcomers among us. Please, come forward and accept the blessings of Saros. When he says that, everyone in the church looks around at you with their blindfolded faces.
I don't like it.
And that's where we'll cut it off tonight.
No, I don't like it.
What?
Come on, man. You didn't even let me roll stealth.
Dude, this just changed from like post-apocalyptic to horror real quick.
Whoa. I presume that's Micah.
Micah, thank you.
I'm sorry, does that
man.
make you uncomfortable, Alden?
I'm gonna have to kill so many people. Yeah, I like. Look, I have a pretty low body count right now, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
There's about 50 people in the church other than the man at the front.
50?
Mhm.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we're just gonna roll on away from this guy.
Just as a on a first glance test, you don't see any weapons, anything like that. They're all dressed very simply. They're dressed a lot like the people that you met in Sleetle.
It doesn't matter.
Very
This is gonna
simply.
turn into like that scene in The Kingsman.
Yeah, church.
It's just like
This Adaman just goes nuts.
Well, here's the thing: is
The
don't forget about
flagpole.
that. Just think about the ideology of these people who worship Soros and Absolution. This is not something that can exist together. This will become a problem very quickly.
Just throwing it out there. Tess is the only one they seem to have spotted. I have decent charisma. I can probably talk my way out of this. It'll be
Oh.
fine.
Far away are the rest of us.
sacrifice
We're only
you.
20 feet away from her.
They're gonna sacrifice her to our dark gods. We're never gonna see her again.
I can action dash, bonus action dash, move.
That's
It's fine.
that's what's funny is everyone's talking about monks are so fast. I'm like fastest thing in the world is a rogue.
Oh shit, James, that's terrifying.
Thank you.
No, it was not a compliment.
Wait till I- okay, I'll wait
Thank
till
you.
they're not black. Convert them. We'll see.
That worked.
It's just luck.
Convert them into what?
Good
Scholars?
idea. Good idea. Lady.
Maybe they'll convert us. I feel like we're all kind of, looking around. We're shopping around right now.
No, Soros was not the way.
Hey, you can't judge people just.
They
based
didn't
on how
accept
they
you,
don't
and
look.
I love you, buddy. All right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Get out of bed.
And they don't
This is
accept
not
Bordy's
the way.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
We're by
Yeah, they took his booze.
I know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why.
Bordy's
That's why
ready for war over there.
Yeah, they took his booze. Yeah.
like seriously, like that's why he's gonna kill somebody. Like
Well, next week on Entropy, we'll see what
unleash.
happens.
Adamant pulls out his
unleashing.
secret weapon, a twisted tea from his pack.
Yes.
If somebody doesn't have that in D&D Beyond homebrew already, they really should. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you come back next week to see what happens. I'm excited.
I'm terrified.
I'm looking forward to it.
Nope.
Listen,
Great.
Bordy's ready for revenge. So, they mess with the wrong satyr.
Revenge
They
of the
really do.
booze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody have a good night. We love you. We'll see you
Thank
next time.
you.
Bye.
Love ya.